Okay, so let's get into it. Have you ever felt like you're just scratching the surface with AI? Well, you're definitely not alone. There is a massive, and I mean massive gap between how different people use these tools. Today, we're going to break down exactly what that gap looks like and, more importantly, how you can climb the ladder to true mastery.
I mean, think about it. On one side, you've got someone who uses AI every day, maybe saves a few minutes drafting emails. That's great. But on the other side, you have someone running entire business systems that operate and make money for them while they sleep. They're both using AI, but the results? They're not even in the same universe.
So what is the actual difference between them? It's not just about being smart or having some secret technical skill you don't. It's really about understanding where you are on this journey and knowing the very next step to take.
And it turns out there is a framework for this. It all boils down to 7 distinct levels, 7 stages that can take you from being a total beginner to a genuine visionary. You should think of this less like a test you have to pass and more like a quest. It's a journey where you're constantly leveling up your skills, and each new level unlocks more and more powerful abilities. And you know what the best part is? Moving up these levels can happen way faster than you might think.
So, here's the map for our journey today. We're going to start with the apprentice levels, then move up to the journeyman, and finally, we'll explore the master levels. And at the end, we'll talk about how you can figure out where you are right now and what your next move should be.
All right, let's start at square one, the apprentice levels. This is all about building that solid foundation, mastering the core skills that, frankly, every single AI user needs to have down pat.
This is level 1, the newbie. And hey, we all start here. You've got your free ChatGPT account, and you're basically using it like a super-powered search engine. You're asking it questions you would have Googled, maybe asking it to help with a quick email. It's useful for sure, but it doesn't quite feel like a superpower. Yet.
Now, the jump to level 2 is so simple, but it is a huge mental leap. It all starts the second you notice that how you ask the AI a question totally changes the answer you get back. That little observation, that's the spark.
And that brings you to level 2, the prompt crafter. You've had that aha moment. You realize that asking the same thing in 2 different ways can give you 2 wildly different results. So now you're not just asking questions anymore, you're consciously crafting your prompts. And you know what's funny? A great prompt is surprisingly simple. It really just comes down to 3 parts. You've got the instruction, what you want the AI to do, the context, the background info it needs to do a good job, and the constraints, any rules or formatting it has to follow. That's it. That's the secret sauce.
Okay, and get this. Here are 2 insane shortcuts to level up fast. First, tell the AI to ask you clarifying questions before it answers. It knows what it doesn't know. Second, after you've had a long back-and-forth chat, just ask it, hey, write me the perfect prompt that would have gotten this result in 1 shot. Then you save that prompt. It's like a cheat code.
Right. So once you're a pro at crafting prompts, you run into the next big problem, having to start every single conversation from scratch. That's where level 3, the architect, comes in. This is all about building dedicated, context-aware AI assistants that actually remember who you are and what you're working on from session to session.
And the productivity unlock here is just massive. You can literally create separate AI assistants, one for your work projects, one for your creative writing, another for your fitness plan. You can preload them with your brand's voice, your company's procedures, whatever. You just stop repeating yourself and start working. This is also when you really start to feel the different personalities between models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini.
So once you've got those core skills totally nailed down, we graduate to the journeyman levels. This is where you stop just going deep with one tool and you start expanding your horizons, building a much bigger, more versatile AI toolkit.
And this requires a really big mindset shift. The explorer stops asking, what can ChatGPT do for me? And starts asking a much better question. What is the absolute best AI tool for this specific job? You finally get that AI isn't one thing. It's a whole ecosystem of specialized tools.
And suddenly, your toolkit just explodes. You might use NotebookLM for digging into research, a tool like Granola to automatically take meeting notes so you can actually be present, or specialized image generators like Higgsfield for creating stunning visuals. You might even start dabbling with agentic tools like Manus for complex tasks, or prototyping simple apps just by describing them.
Now, level 5, this is a huge, huge leap. As the automator, you stop just using tools and you start building systems. This is where you get your first real taste of creating workflows that run all on their own, completely without you.
And the whole thing comes down to this one mental switch. You see a boring, repetitive task, and instead of thinking, ugh, how do I do this faster? You start thinking, how do I build something that does this for me?
And you know what? Getting started is way easier than it sounds. Just find one tedious task you do all the time. Then go to a tool like Zapier and literally just describe the automation you want in plain English. Or try building a little internal tool with Google's AI Studio. I'm telling you, that first moment you see a process run perfectly without you lifting a finger, it's pure magic. It's a total game changer.
And that brings us to the final stage, the master levels. We're moving beyond simple automation now. We are talking about designing intelligent, complex systems that can solve core business problems from the ground up.
At level 6, you become a system builder. You don't really see problems anymore. You just see systems waiting to be designed. Every inefficient workflow, every manual process, your brain just immediately starts architecting the automated solution.
Just to give you a taste of the kind of power we're talking about here, you could literally take a couple screenshots of an app you like, upload them to an AI like Claude, and just say, build me a working version of this. And after maybe 1 or 2 follow-up prompts, it could spit out a functioning app that can identify food from a photo and estimate the calories. It's absolutely wild. And that leads us to the final peak of the mountain, the aspirational summit. Level 7, the visionary. This isn't just about using AI or building systems. This is about leading an entire digital workforce of autonomous AI agents.
And this is where we get this incredible idea of the one-person unicorn. It's the concept that a single founder, armed with a powerful AI workforce, could actually build, run, and scale a billion-dollar company, all by themselves. Now, has it happened yet? No. But this is the horizon. This is what's becoming possible right now.
So after this whole journey from level 1 to level 7, the most important question isn't about any of this. It's the one you need to ask yourself. Take a look at where you are right now and just think about what that one next step could be.
It's a huge question, I know, but it's not science fiction anymore. As these tools get more and more powerful, the barriers to building something truly massive are just melting away. So the real question is, what are you going to build?